Okay, so we're going to do another gas mask torture test, and today we're going to do it on a PDFD children's masks from the Soviet Union. So as you might be able to see on this, there's already some sort of, looks like sort of cracking to the rubber, so this might be quite interesting to see what happens with this one. So what I've done is I've got a tub of hot water there, so we're going to put the mask in hot water first. Now I've just boiled the kettle, so the next thing I'm going to do is put boiling water in here as well. So firstly the mask is going to be exposed to, like 100 degrees sort of water. So there we go, the mask is pretty much fully covered by the water, not quite. But now what I'm going to do is add the sodium hydroxide. So what I'm just going to have to do is stop the camera because, as always, I forget to get out of the cupboard where the tripod is blocking, and then I'll show it you. So there we go, caustic soda, also known as lye or sodium hydroxide. Basically just dissolves fat molecules, incredibly corrosive. So the Polish MC1 survived this test really well, but we're going to see what happens to the this mask. So I'm going to stand well back, get some of that on there. I'll pour a fair bit all around the water, now I'm going to stir it. Right, so as you can see the sodium hydroxide has gone into the water there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir this using just a sort of cleaning thing. See if I can get that all submerged. You can probably see the water's gone fairly cloudy already. So that's what we want. So this PDF is actually missing its hose, but that shouldn't really make a difference for this test because the water's going to be going fully inside the mask anyway. And because the Polish MC1 did so well, I really don't think that will make much of a difference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the mask in there for quite a while. Not all the mask will stay underwater, but that might be quite interesting if when we pull it out in the end, one half of the mask looks very different from the other half of the mask. So what I'm going to probably do now is turn the camera off and keep coming back to it over the course of about an hour. And then we'll see if, maybe bits have fallen off, dissolved, cracked. But, I think this should be quite interesting because this might, more might happen to it than the Polish MC1. Because I was very surprised when I did the test on the Polish MC1, literally, how well it turned out in the end for that mask. I thought it was really going to, fall apart a lot more than it did, but, it was, I think, maybe a little bit of kind of damage to these eyepiece parts, and that was it. The mask was fully functional. Now, this mask won't actually fit me, so I can't test it once it's done, but obviously we can inspect all the rubber and everything and see if there's any, damage to it there. So there we go. This is going to be the Soviet PDFD children's mask, and we will find out how a child would have fared if they were wearing this mask in the event of some sort of very horrible chemical attack. So we'll cut back to this. Okay, so the mask has been in there for about 45 minutes now because I was going to check on it earlier and I just got sidetracked doing other things. So let's have a look and see if much has happened to it. So you can probably hear the water fizzing there, but I don't know if the mask shows much sign of actual damage. Now, what has definitely happened to it is on the nose connector section there's definitely some signs of sort of marking or damage to that, but other than that not much has actually happened so far. So I'm going to pop it in there for a bit longer, see if I can fully submerge it again. The water is still very warm because the sodium hydroxide actually warms water up by quite a large degree, as well as me putting boiling water in there to begin with. But it looks like this mask as well might survive the test. So it's been in there about 45 minutes, so I'll give it another 15 to 20 minutes, so it's been in there for a solid hour. And then we will, see if there's any surviving bits of the mask or if it's relatively intact when I wash it off. Now the mask's been sitting in there for about an hour, I reckon, so what I'm going to do is get my gloves on and basically pull the mask out, see how it looks. I did add a little bit more hot water to the mix just to see if anything had happened, but seems like it's done pretty well. Again, there might be some marking to the metal around here. Sodium hydroxide is slightly abrasive to glass as well, but it looks all pretty intact still. So what I'm going to do is pour the water down the drain, because this will act as drain cleaner anyway. That's one of the uses of lye. There we go. So let's get all this out of the way, because as I said, this isn't the chemical you really want laying about. I'll chuck the mask back in there. You can see quite a bit of dirt going down the drain where the sodium hydroxide's actually... That's probably where it's cleaned the mask, to be honest, all that dirt going down the drain now. Let's just put it in here and rinse it off. Yeah, I think that's done a really good job actually just cleaning the mask with all the dirt you can see coming off now. That's probably where the mask was quite dirty and it's just stripped it to the bare rubber. See, as I said, I'm not going to wear this mask. It's not going to fit me anyway, but it doesn't have a filter on it. So okay, let's have a look at how it's turned out. So, get that out of the way a second. Yeah, it looks like the most damage that this has done to it is on that bit there where the hose would have attached. And I don't know if that was because there was glue remnants on there that have dissolved or whatever. The intake valve looks absolutely fine. The XL valve looks absolutely fine. Again, the eyepieces have had... Yeah, the eyepieces have definitely gone a bit cloudy on there. Not the actual glass itself for the most part, but the actual rings around the outside. That metal has reacted a bit. But the cracked rubber still looks pretty similar. I don't think that's any better or any worse. So that's still the same. It's definitely not cracked all the way through because you can't see that on the inside. If I open the mask up, the inside looks pretty good, if I can get that visible on the camera. Doesn't seem like there's much damage into there. Again, the metal bits on the inside have reacted a little bit, but not very much, all things considered. So, yeah, it looks like if you're a Soviet child and you had a PDF on and they were exposed to horrible chemicals, the mask would actually stand up pretty well. Now, obviously... As said, well, maybe I haven't said, that things like blister agents, there are chemicals specifically designed to break down masks. Sodium hydroxide isn't one of those. Also, if you are going to do tests like this at home, please be very careful. I probably don't follow all the safety regulations I should follow. But caustic soda or lye is very, very damaging, can give you permanent skin damage or eye damage if you get it in the wrong places. But it is pretty fascinating to see what it does. So yeah. I think we can say the PDFD has probably actually survived this test with flying colours. Bit of stuff there, maybe a bit more damage where the rubber started cracking there, who knows. You know, maybe a bit of damage there, but nothing that would have compromised the safety of the mask. It looks like that has completely stood up very well. So yeah, thanks for watching. But it seems that, yeah, the Soviet PDFD children's mask can survive being in caustic soda or lye for an hour.